How's everyone doing? Very good. How are you doing? You didn't respond. All right, guys, I appreciate everyone being here today. You know, obviously it's a beautiful day outside. Got a good bike ride in today, so I know it's beautiful out there. You guys could be doing a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot going on in the world right now, but I appreciate you being here and your interest in Iowa and Iowa special teams. Kind of a little bit starting off, you know, we've had some, I think, some really good moments on special teams, some electric moments. You guys probably witnessed some of those in person. We've had, you know, some really amazing things done, and then some plays that are like, man, what the heck's going on, right? So some inconsistency. Those are things that we're striving to try to improve here throughout the bye week and keep pushing forward. And you know, feel really good about some things, and some things you just got to keep addressing and keep pushing forward and keep improving on. First and foremost, I really do love this team. I've been around, you know, enough football at different levels in college and pro, and seen some really good players and some maybe not so good players. Some teams that start off really hot and then kind of fizzle out. I think right now we have in this football team is amazing human beings and some guys that are really connected. They're working really hard, that really believe in each other and have great work ethic, great toughness, great effort, energy every single day. And so we're seeing some of that out here, and getting a chance to be a part of that is pretty fun. Coming to work every day is a lot of fun with this group. And I kind of mentioned this the other day on Sunday, or we met on Monday after the game, and pointed out a couple of things when you watch the tape, right? When you watch Iowa football, and this is important to me as a special teams coordinator, that when you watch Iowa, what do you see? Okay, so you turn on the tape and you watch. I think you can judge a football team based on their kickoff coverage unit and their field goal blocking. That's an old adage in coaching, because typically you'll see, hey, is it going to be a touchback? What do people do? Do they back off? Do they slow down? Okay, it's going to be a touchback. I don't think you see that when you watch us. You see our guys flying through the goal line, you know, all working to the returner. They're fighting each other to go get the ball, to bring it back to the ref. Those seem like little things that, you know, kind of ticky-tack things, but those are things I think when you really watch and you really know football, you watch those things and you see those, and you see a team that's hungry, a team that's trying to get down there. I think when you watch a field goal block unit, okay, is another thing, you know, in coaching, that if you look at it, you can kind of see as a team, how are they really playing? Okay, throughout a game, like what? Because it's a response unit, right? A field goal blocking. Either you just got scored on and you're playing for a point in a PAT, or hey, we got to get a stop, and we got to keep points off the board in a field goal. I think you've seen that from our units. If you watch how these guys operate, how they take the field, and you know, gotten our hands on the ball, field goal block. A couple others that are really close, but I think you're seeing guys fighting, scrapping, clawing for every single point, every single inch out there. That's I think what we have on this football team overall, and it's fun to watch and fun to coach and be a part of. So that being said, any questions y'all may have?
Ethan Petrik, Quad City Times. I'm curious, Drew's missed a field goal in 3 straight games. After the UMass game, he said that he was really focusing on driving his kickoffs, and
Mm-hmm.
that's maybe what led to the field goal miss against them. Haven't talked to him since the last 2 games, but what do you think is going into the field goal operation not being, you know, perfect?
Yeah, I think first off, it's a unit, right? So it's not just one person, and you know, Drew's the kicker, so everyone looks at him. It's sort of like the quarterback. Everyone looks at the quarterback. Did he make the pass? Did he not make the pass? But there's 10 other guys out there, right? There's 10 of the things, 10 of the layers that go into that in regards to any play in football, particularly in field goal. But yeah, not the kicks he wanted to make, and not, you know, didn't go through the uprights. I've seen Drew make plenty of kicks that have gone through the uprights. Right, that's another thing we saw. We saw a career record, a career-long field goal from Drew in week 1. You know, we see it every day here in practice, right? We see him every day. Look at this kick; it's unbelievable. You know, and also over the course of his career, he's gone out and he's made big kicks for this football team. Just didn't get it done, you know, in the most recent game. But that, to me, is a one-off. That's not Drew Stevens. That's not the guy I know. The guy that I've watched work and grow over the last 4 years. So, yeah, to me, I attribute it as, hey, he didn't get it done, didn't go in the way he wanted to, and continue to work on it and continue to improve.
Yeah, LeVar,
What's up, Elliot?
HawkeyesInsider.com. Regarding the Rutgers pick specifically, I know you mentioned it's not just one player,
You
right?
talking about field goal kick?
Yeah,
Okay.
the field goal. Sorry. How much of that is snap? I mean, I know you've got a first-time, snapper that I think that we helped him for the first time in a while. How much of that factors into maybe not that specifically, other misses, issues that maybe you've had otherwise?
Sure, I think it's more operation. Again, there's 11 guys on the field, right? One guy gets to kick it. Hopefully, only one guy kicks it on a one single play. Otherwise, it'd be really weird. But I've seen things happen. But again, it's operation, right? When you talk about operation, it's not just 1, 2, or even 3 guys. It's 11 guys, and so you need cleaner snap, you need cleaner hold, need better kick. I mean, that's bottom line. And I think there's also still as a group still gelling together and working together. Whether you're talking about whoever's snapping the ball or whatever, it's 3 guys that haven't been together nearly as long as Luke to Ty to Drew. So there's some of that still working through as well. But I have all the confidence in the world in the guys we put on the football field. I've got all the confidence in the world in Drew Stevens. I've seen this guy, I actually had a conversation the other day. I've seen him grow and mature as a human being, like exponentially. And, to me, we are human beings, regardless of what we all think when we send someone out there. And, people have money on games and things like that. You think it's just some machine. It's just supposed to happen because some guy set the line at this point. But, man, they're human beings. We're all human beings. And I've seen Drew Stevens, man, like it's unbelievable the growth this kid has made, and the amount of confidence I have in this guy and the stuff I've seen him do on the football field, it's unbelievable. We've all seen it, right? We've all watched. Guys made 3 game-winning kicks for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Okay, didn't get one done the other day. I mean, it sucks. It freaking stinks. And if you're a competitor like Drew is, he's got to sit here not only for 1 week, but he's got to sit here 2 weeks thinking about it for the next opportunity. So that stuff eats at you as a competitor. But to me, I think it's more just didn't get the job done. And that happens from time to time. There are percentages, right? If you look at numbers, you're not going to make 100% every time, which is unfortunate. And that's, as a competitor, that stinks, right? It sucks. But again, you got to live with it, and you got to deal with it, and you got to keep moving forward and trust your process.
I want to see from KG again. Something that KG told me a couple months ago is that when you were recruiting him from over at Iowa Western, that he said that you told him that he reminded you of Tim Dwight. I was curious what maybe went into that comparison, what you saw in him that made that comparison, just because that's obviously a name that holds a special place in Hawkeye and Iowa high school
Sure.
fans, sports lore.
I think initially, like the stature, right, and how he runs, right. Tim's not the tallest guy. Tim's blazing fast. Caden, again, not the tallest guy, but super fast. Caden has really good balance, right? Really good lower body strength. It's very unique to have a guy that can do kick returns and punt returns, and still, he has the speed of a wide receiver and like probably the build of a running back. I think it's a very unique build that he has physically. Now there's the fearlessness part. Okay, because Tim was fearless. When you watch him, you go look, and I had to pull up these YouTube clips, because believe it or not, they didn't have the video digitized from back then. So we're looking at YouTube clips late at night during training camp one year, and watching Tim out here, this end zone. Man, it was Arizona. I think I was a true freshman. I was a true freshman. Tim came down as a gunner and just tattooed this guy. Right, as a punt gunner, I was like, watch this. This could be you, going through all the things, going through all of his returns. Caden Weegen's pretty dang good, and I think Tim would tell you the same thing. But he's a competitor, just like as I mentioned. Drew is a competitor, a guy that wants to make plays, a guy that's trying to do right for his team, and again, goes back to the makeup of this football team. But he's a really talented young man. But I'll go back to, he's really talented. He'll be the first to tell you, like, he didn't get touched against Rutgers, didn't get touched, and that until he had to touch his off returner, at the 5-yard line. But so there's a lot of other guys working for him and trying to help him, and they believe in him too. Right? That's the other thing about this team, man. These guys really believe in one another, and they want to work for one another. They want to, sure, he scores the touchdown. There's 10 other guys run all over the place, getting excited and getting hyped for Caden because of the success that he had. So.
Do 4 more. Start with Chad.
4 more?
Chad,
4 more.
Okay.
no matter how long the answers are. So
Sure. Sorry, I'm kind of long-winded.
Teams have gotten really smart against you guys in just fair catching kickoffs because your kick coverage is so good. So how do you adjust to that now that you have a bye week? Can you adjust to that? I know it would require a bouncing kick, right, for not to fair catch it, or just can you adjust?
Sure.
Are you happy with the 25?
Yeah, I mean, I think situation dictates some of that, and I think you are right. Like, people watch and they see. Again, this is something that's coached too, right? Like, how do you cover every play? Are you covering through the goal line? Does a coach look at you and like, yeah, we can get a return against these guys? or does he look at you like, I don't want to return against them? Okay, and that's kind of, that's part of being a competitor. You want to put that out there on tape when someone watches you, like, man, they don't want to return against you. It's up to them. Do they decide to fair catch or not? We were able to force a situation at Iowa State where we tried to force them to return and the ball ended up on the ground. They were trying to fair catch it and we get on the 4-yard line. So there's that element of it as well. But it's their choice. We just got to be ready if they try to bring it out.
Tom kicked it from there.
Tom, how are you? Great to see you. Great to meet you, actually.
Yeah.
First time.
You've got the guys on special teams. Who's kind of jumped out this year? Coverage guys that maybe you were thinking about, and then they've gotten out there and performed well.
Yeah. So coverage, and I'll kind of hit overall just the core players. Obviously, you know about Lutmer, Entringer. Right, they're the gunners. They're flying down the field. Okay, there's some other guys. I think Preston Reese has shown up, right, especially early in the game. He had 2 big tackles inside the 20, blocked a punt in his first game. Teams have definitely found him. They definitely have game plans for him right now. Derek Weiskopf, I think, has shown up as a young guy. Nolan DeLong has shown up more so in punt return and kick return, done a really good job. Same thing with Landon Van Kickricks. Chubbs is what we call him. Like, man, he's quietly a really good football player, and he's really helped. You go back and watch Caden's touchdown against Rutgers, which I encourage you guys to do. He knocked a guy down 3 times, like boom, knocked him down, knocked one guy into another guy. That's 2 knockdowns. The guy gets that back up, boom, knocks him down again, and everyone's like, wow, how is he so untouched? Like, man, this guy kicked the crap out of that guy. Chubbs kicked the crap out of 2 guys. Like, that's how you score touchdowns like that. So go back and watch that and look at it. And those are kind of guys that, to me, they're unheralded. Maybe they don't get the recognition. To your point about everyone wants to go make a tackle on kickoff, but you can't always do that, right, based off what the opponent does. But those are some guys that are really showing up right now. Hey, Mitch. Great to meet you.
Year 2 for Reese on just
Yeah, Reese, really talented young man, still a young player, right? Still going through, again, I talk about being a human being, right? Things you see at practice versus games, but really talented. This kid is really like how he works every day, very diligent, very focused, accountable. You can coach him. There's no pushback. There's no, well, coach, I don't think this, but you don't see that at all from Reese. He's a couple things we're still working on ironing out. We're still trying to build some of that consistency between snapper to punter, but what he's done so far, I've been happy with. He hasn't had as many opportunities, which is good for us, right? Because less times. I think he's averaging 2 punts a game, maybe 3. You guys know better than I do. But I thought he played his best game last week. As far as 47-yard punt, fair caught, 1 inside the 5, another one had a chance inside the 10, bounced back. But I think he's really starting to come along. Just still a thing looking for consistency, right, with what we're doing.
Last question, Tyler.
Tyler Tashman with the
Hello, Tyler.
Nice to meet you.
It's great to meet you.
The block punt last week.
Yeah.
Can you just what your diagnosis of that was and kind of what happened?
Yeah, so again, going back to consistency in operation, right? So snap location, getting the punter pulled off his line, not great in that. So that definitely doesn't help. But again, those are some of the things, consistency that we're looking for that we need to improve upon. Again, I don't attribute it really anything other than that. Like, I wasn't overly upset because it's like, man, we just got to be better, and just hard for me to not be upset about those things. But I'm trying hard, trying to keep that blood pressure down a little bit. But in regards to that, again, just we need to be better than that, and I expect us to be better. So, but I don't think anything. I don't see anything like, oh, it's Reese's fault or it's this fault, the snap's fault. I don't see that. I mean, we're a unit. We got to just be better, be cleaner.